afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is the Wrestling with Faith podcast with me, your host, Dave Abbott. And you can get us on Facebook, Wrestling with Faith. You can also get us on YouTube at Wrestling with Faith UK. And you can find out how to get on the podcast and contact me directly on Twitter, which is the handle of Faith_Wrestling. And you can also get us on various other podcast platforms, including all the ones that are available on Spotify, Google, and Amazon, and various others that were through the artist formerly known as Anchor as well. And I'm very, very pleased because me and this individual have been in communications for many months now. This is a very busy guy who you will have seen on many of the mainstream wrestling promotions that we're blessed to have in Canada and in America as well. Most notably, he was even wrestling in AEW Dark during the silent era, during the COVID era where there was no fans in, wrestling against the likes of Wardlow. He's also been in WWE NXT as well, and he has got an upcoming match later on this year against the IMPACT World Champion Alex Shelley. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm not going to say the rest because that's trademarked by another wrestler. Let me introduce you to the one and only Vinny Pacifico. Vinny, the most important question I'm going to ask you today, how are you?
Doing very, very good. Today's up bright and early, ready to pot it up, doing pretty good, hitting the gym in a little bit, visiting my father, and just living life, doing really good. Been very busy. Thank you for having me, by the way. Things are really good, and I'm very, very blessed and very lucky to be able to do the things I'm doing lately and have the opportunities I've been having because they're just amazing. And I did not see any of these things coming. So the really cool thing about wrestling is, you could have some regular stuff coming up, and then out of nowhere, a bunch of huge things pop up, which is just a beautiful thing about wrestling,
Is that one of the great things you enjoy then? Would you sort of class yourself as kind of freelance, that you're available to do obviously the mainstream shows that we've seen you on as the ones I mentioned earlier on, but also obviously all the big well-established indie circuits as well? What's life like as a freelance wrestler, especially trying to wrestle through the COVID era and coming out of that as well to try and get established more regular bookings? Take us through like a little bit of that, what life can be like as a guy or a woman, even, if the women in the wrestling are listening, what that can be like for a wrestler, somebody who wants to make a full-time career in the business.
So I believe always taking opportunities and always doing the best and putting your best foot forward, which I always also preach to always be ready no matter what. Be ready for anything. It's just things can pop up out of nowhere like they have for me. As of late, even more so than ever, the biggest things have popped up out of nowhere for me. Some I can't get into yet, but just know that things that you've dreamed of and things that you hope for and things that you work hard for, they come when you least suspect it. And it's a beautiful thing. Yes, you want some certainty, and yes, you want to know what's coming sooner, what's going to come, what is coming, definitely, But sometimes those opportunities, those moments just come when you least suspect it and you have no idea they're coming. And happened to me quite a few times. And it's just really, really a blessing to get that phone call, get that text, get that email, get that message. Hey, Vinny, you're needed here. Oh, wow, great, It's just a really, really cool thing. Also being persistent in everything you do, social media, your appearance, your character, your promos, everything you do in the ring needs to always be as good as you can, because no one could be you. No one could be you better than you. So if you're doing your best and you're putting in the work, you're going to be good. There's nothing that should stop you unless you're not a good person. But other than that, if you're working hard, you have good intentions, you have good morals, and you just keep pushing, that's going to be what does it for you. So yeah, life is good on the indies. Like, of course, you want to make money. You want to keep not. It's a never ending grind. If you're on TV, things are different. If you're signed to a contract, things are different because you're going on what they want. You're going on what they have for you. But if you're a freelance wrestler, independent wrestler, you are your own boss. You are doing all your bookings yourself, unless you hire an agent. But you do most of the things yourself. You your schedule, your what you want in terms of compensation, your appearances, everything you do. So there's pros and cons to it, but also it's definitely there's always going to be things you need to keep up to date.
Yeah, it sounds like, I mean, it does sound hectic when you describe it like that. But in saying that, some people like to be, and it's not a control issue, but some people like to be involved in all sides of it. So, like, obviously, there are some individuals who prepare to do all their own bookings and negotiate all their own fees, etc., which is
Yes.
great if you've got the time and the patience and you actually love and enjoy doing that side of things. I mean, I've been blessed to see you over the last few years, as I said, seeing you make appearances in AEW, MLW as well, obviously NXT. I mean, there's been some awesome opportunities, which, I don't believe these things are a one-shot thing for wrestlers. I think sometimes these things can have a way of just coming back round full circle. We've seen many, many, many people who have been wrestling for 10, 15, 20 years, just finally getting the big breaks, like, in the sort of 2020s onwards, after paying the dues and, even like becoming coaches, setting up their own gyms and stuff like that. One of the things I love about you, though, brother, which is what you do above and very, very differently and unique compared to everybody else, is I'm loving these comedy skits that you're doing.
Oh, hell yeah. Thank you.
Oh, man, these bang videos. The latest one as well with Tommy Dreamer. I mean, talk about two guys who are like sort of polar opposites. I mean, Tommy's real laid back, serious look on his face, and you're like just jacked, excited. And man, I'm loving all the comedy skits. And like when you're pinging them over to me, asking me to retweet them, man, I've got no dramas in doing that. How did all that sort of come about with the comedy element, or is that just something you've always had as part of your wrestling persona and has always been part of your character behind closed doors as well?
They are how do I put this? For years I had no character whatsoever, had no way of knowing how to get the character out of me. I mean, a lot of people have this problem, in wrestling. A lot of people in wrestling don't really. I mean, when they start out, not always, not everybody, but people starting out can have the problem of not knowing what the character is, not knowing how to portray a certain character they want to portray, or even how to take the character out of that they already have. So for a few years, I had a problem doing that. I didn't let it come out. And it took a little while for me. Eventually, I found out what worked for me, found out how funny I actually am as a person, and used it. And ever since then, it got mega over. They're funny. They help me more than. Tell you what, these promos have gotten me opportunities. They've gotten me ways of just it's free content too. Yeah, don't forget that. It's free, but it goes a long way. I get new fans for doing these things. Oh, that's funny. I want to tune into these things now. They think that, you know what I mean? It's free content. It's free content. It's ways to develop character and just ways to get out there more. Also, I've got a sponsorship with Bang Energy from doing them. So it just, but also stay tuned. After this interview, I'm going to announce something else. But
cool.
Yeah, I signed a new contract with a different company.
We heard it here first, guys. Wrestling with Faith exclusive. Come on now.
Yeah.
We'll take that.
So as of right now, the Bang Energy deal is expired. They went through a public lawsuit and sadly didn't work out. But within a day later, I signed. Well, 2 days later, 3 days later, I signed with G Fuel Energy. They're a very, very big brand. Yeah. Very good company. Oh, I love them. They're amazing, and they have a lot to offer, and I'm very excited to work with them. I'll be announcing that shortly. So, but so I'm very, very lucky, very, very happy that I'm able to be viewed as somebody who is valued in the energy drink field just because of my wrestling, how it's involved in my professional wrestling. The fact that I'm able to bring my passion to energy drink alive and be somebody who's valued in the space of the energy drinks is just a beautiful thing. It's a big blessing because it's like, I love wrestling more than anything. And then you have energy drinks I also love. And I also have a passion for them. I don't know if you want to call it a passion or something you love about them, but I love energy drinks. You know, there's something that they help me they help me. You know, sometimes you're tired, you drink them, you feel pretty energized. So I do like energy drinks. So it's great that I was able to use something that I do for my everyday life into my wrestling, and then from there get one national or worldwide known sponsorship with Bang, and then 5 months later sign another one with G Fuel. So it's just like excuse me, it's like a really really cool opportunity, and it's a beautiful thing to be able to be known by these brands.
Amen. I mean, when one door closes, another one opens, man. I mean, God makes a way when there is
Yep.
no way. So that is such a great blessing. I'm so pleased for you
Thank you very
and
much.
your soon-to-be wife as well. That you've managed to get this extra sponsorship, man, as well. So talk us a little bit about that as well, man. You've got some upcoming nuptials, I believe.
Yes, I do. I'm very lucky. I found somebody not involved in wrestling, which is great because I like, you know, separate, but um you know, people have their own cup of tea. You know, they want to date someone in wrestling, not in wrestling. I wanted somebody who was not in my same industry.
Yeah.
Met somebody. She's so supportive since day one. I told her how much wrestling means to me and how important wrestling is to me. So and she has to, and she realizes that, you know, and she has been so supportive and so into it. Not a fan of wrestling, but she becomes someone who loves it and understands what I do and appreciates how hard I work, and it pushes me to become better and motivates me without even
Awesome.
trying to be better. So it's just
Awesome.
I always say, you know, if people ask you for advice, I always say, you know, make sure they're on par with you with what you're doing. You know, if you have goals and you
Yeah.
have dreams, you gotta stay true to those goals and dreams, you know. But if they're supportive and they're into what you're doing and they want to add to what you're doing and not take away from it, it's a beautiful thing. You know, she's amazing. I'm very, very lucky. And I believe it was two years in the relationship, I asked her to marry me in Hawaii, and
Wow.
yeah, and that was it. And she said yes, and ever since then, it's just been a beautiful thing. Get married this year, 11/11, because that's the date that she wanted, and she would not settle for any other date. So,
Gotta give the lady
yeah,
what they want, Vinny. You gotta give the lady what they want.
exactly. You know,
That is awesome, man. And something else that's not as personal to both you and your fiance, but something that's happening just before that is you've got a little match against the some guy who's the Impact World Champion, Mr. Alex Shelley as well. I mean,
oh
talk
my
us
God,
through that, man.
yes.
I mean, how did this come about, and what's your prep going into this? I mean, this guy has obviously worked his socks off within what the artist formerly known as TNA Wrestling, which is obviously now
Mm-hmm.
Impact Wrestling. This
Yeah.
guy has really paid his dues in that business. Yes, he's had the X Division. Yes, he's had the tag team belts as well. But this is the first time ever that he has been the main man, the world champion, heavyweight champion in Impact Wrestling. Talk us through, man. How did this come about, and what's your prep going into this match?
I got a prep. He's literally one of the best in the world, truly.
Yeah, man.
And somebody I've wanted to wrestle for a long time, and wrestling in North Carolina, FWE. It's gonna be a hell of a show. They got a stacked card already. But Alex Shelley is somebody who I looked up to for a long time. He's somebody who I learned from when I was in Ring of Honor a few years ago. I would always watch his matches closely and learn. My prep is gonna be tons of cardio, even more than I do now. I'm getting ready for it. You know, I love technical wrestling. I love grappling. I love that style of wrestling so much, and I don't get to do it. I do it, but not as often as I want to. You know, and because people have preference to what wrestling they want to see at shows or what you're doing, So I love and who you wrestle. Some wrestlers are brawlers, you got to fight them. Some wrestlers are strong, you got to be able to get around them. But some wrestlers are very good in the grappling game, and that's what's so important. So Alex Shelley is amazing with that technical wrestling and that form of wrestling, and I just love it so much. So I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to go. I'm going to be training a little harder, but I'm ready for it. And this is a match that I'm not taking lightly.
Has he got the guts to put the belt on the line against you, Vinny?
He has the guts, yes, and I'm glad he does, because that leaves a half chance for me to win the title too.
Come
So
on, man! What a goal to take home as well, right before your wedding.
yeah,
You know what
oh,
I mean? I
exactly
mean
right.
that's you could upgrade the honeymoon suite. Do you know what I mean? If you get that belt, man.
Yes,
So
yes. Upgrade that
all
suite.
all gravy. And Vinny, obviously appreciate we're a little bit pushed for time, but just very very quickly, what was the main inspiration, or who should I say, was the main inspiration for young Vinny Pacifico growing up, looking at wrestling on the TV. What was that light bulb moment where you watched it and went, that'll do for me? That's what I want to
So
do.
a few people I really look up to were like starting out early with Rey Mysterio, Kurt Angle. You know, my mom loved Kurt Angle. She loved him, and every time his song came on my TV, she would run in the room downstairs and watch his matches with me. I love him. And actually,
Awesome.
I had the honor to be on his podcast this week, which is really, really
I
cool.
know, I saw that, man. Awesome. Really good. Really
Thank
good.
you. Thank you very much. And then Bryan Danielson is somebody who I also look up to. He's amazing talent, amazing wrestler. So yeah, I had quite a few. John Cena is somebody I also really think's amazing in not only wrestling, but as a person. He's somebody who people should try to look up to because he's just very hardworking and very just a very strong man, and it's a beautiful thing to see.
Awesome, man. Some really, really good influences. And these guys still going strong today as well, adapting their styles, appreciating that the bumps that they've taken over the years means that they do have to, change the style, change the cardio, the level of cardio, the endurance, knowing when to take the breaks, knowing when to take the bumps. And it's I mean, look at you've mentioned, Bryan Danielson. I mean, pound for pound, probably in the world of mainstream wrestling, I would probably say for me, probably the best technical wrestler. I mean, the guy can take a slap as well. The guy can give it. The guy can take it, and the guy can maneuver out of moves as well as snap people in them just as quickly. I mean, this is a guy whose videos are going to be watched for many, many, many decades to come by the next generations of wrestlers. So I know Kurt Angle, legitimate world gold medal winning wrestler as well. And I had the pleasure of actually seeing Kurt Angle in the UK many moons ago. No storyline, just a technical, just an exhibition match, 2 out of 3 match with him and Chris Benoit, just to see which one would. Oh, dude, honestly, I was literally about 20 feet away from them both. And this it was at the time when these guys were both at the peak in WWE. And there was no story, no nothing, no build. It was just exhibition. Which one is the best technical wrestler? And it was just a masterclass, man. I mean, I can imagine now being a student, seeing 2 guys like that in a gym and just going, wow, that's the bar. That's the bar. Do you know what I mean? So,
and it's hard to reach that bar, but you can try. You gotta work hard.
Hey, someone's got to do it, man, and it might as well be Vinny Pacifico. Just quickly before you go, Vinny, before I get you to plug your socials, man, because I appreciate you're a really busy guy.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
I've got 2 scenarios I'm going to give you. Congratulations, Vinny Pacifico. You have become the captain of your very own Survivor Series team. You can choose 4 other people from any era of wrestling who are still with us, who've gone to be with the Lord, who are still active in the game, in any promotion, anywhere that you've wrestled, or anybody who you would like to have wrestled with. But the only drawback is you're going against my team. But the stipulation is you've got to show your cards first before I show my 4. Who are the 4 people, male and or female, that are going to back Vinny Pacifico up in this Meltzer star-busting match?
Yeah, this is definitely star-busting. So me as the leader, John Cena, Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar, and Bryan Danielson.
Oh, dude, you must have the record on all the guests on Wrestling with Faith. Rattle that off. Okay, then let me come back out then. So you've gone Brock Lesnar. I'm going to go in prime Batista.
Okay.
So let's have a look on there. I'm going to go Kenny Omega.
Okay. Oh my God.
I'm going to drop Rey Mysterio. Sorry, Rey Fenix. Rey Fenix in there, not Rey Mysterio. I'm going to drop Rey Fenix, and I think just because I like his style, and just because this guy could generate heat in the Antarctic, just by sticking his tongue out, I'm going to go Sammy Guevara as well.
Okay. I love that one. That's really good too. That's really good.
And mate, that's going to be 7.8 stars minimum. I'm sure from Dave Meltzer. I'm pretty sure.
And I'll tell you what. Also, real quick, there's somebody else you probably very familiar with who I really love in wrestling. William Regal.
Oh man, come on, Stephen William Regal, Blackpool's own. Not a million miles from where I live, to be honest with you. It's about 2.5 hour drive from where I live. Yeah, I mean, but he was back in the day of when like Big Daddy, Giant Haystacks, Kendo Nagasaki, you know, all these British wrestlers, Fit Fighting Finlay, who was now obviously working behind the scenes in WWE. I mean, there were some big, hard, dragged up dudes.
Love it. I love it.
And William Regal, obviously, again, he's not shy to dish him out as well as take a good beating as well. So, yeah, good shout out there, Vinny. Really appreciate that for the UK fans. Vinny, it's been a pleasure. Last one from me. You've just won the TNT Championship in AEW. Congratulations. And now you're issuing an open challenge. Out of anybody in the world ever, okay, who would you like to see, again, past, present, with us or not with us anymore, in any wrestling promotion? Who would you love to have that one-to-one match for that championship?
Shawn Michaels.
Oh, dude, that would be epic. You and Shawn together, that would be a show. Vinny Pacifico, God bless you, brother. It has been more than a pleasure. I'd love to catch up maybe in a good few months' time and see what's changed, maybe catch up after married life. And that would be awesome, man, to do a sequel to this. Just before you go, the platform's yours, my friend. Please plug all of your socials and let people know your up-and-coming shows as well, please.
Awesome. A lot of upcoming shows. They're all over social media. So definitely, if you want to see upcoming shows, go on my social media. A lot of really big opportunities. Very big opportunities, actually. And I'm very lucky, like I said, to be able to get these opportunities. Instagram is at Vinny Pacifico. Twitter is Vinny Pacifico 1. And Facebook is just good old Vinny Pacifico.
Nice and easy. You heard it there, folks. Checking this guy out. Check his videos out. Not just the comedy skits with Bang and the reactions you get from the likes of Tommy Dreamer and many others.
Yeah.
But also check out this guy's videos as well. His actual wrestling matches. There's a ton of them on YouTube. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of people are going to be seeing and hearing about Vinny Pacifico in the mainstreams in the not too distant future. Vinny, it's been an absolute pleasure. And God bless you, man. And we will catch up soon. And God bless you and the family as well.
Thank you very much. You as well, my friend. Stay safe.
Take care, brother. All the best.
Thank you. God bless.